So we're going to bring the Scenicruiser in the shop this morning and start cleaning it out and getting the bay doors back on and figuring out what body panels we have and what we need to still acquire as far as windows and stuff. I went to put the bus in reverse today to move it. I have no reverse. I just tightened this up. I believe this whole box is moving back too far because it's maxing out the... allowing it to go to reverse, maybe? Yeah, it's not actually pulling the linkage. Over here I can push it into first. I gotta find a way to secure this. I'm gonna put a pry bar between here and hold it to temporarily do it. I believe it'll work. Put the pry bar between the seat and this thing here to stop this from pulling backwards so I can actually pull that linkage. Nope, here and here. Something like that to hold it, so when I grab the gear shift, it doesn't come backwards. I think it went into reverse there. But how about a 2x4 here? What do we think about that? Stand it up here. So I ran a 1/4 bolt in there, another one there, and another one down there to strengthen that side panel up so it's not quite flexing as much. That's definitely pulling more into gear now. We were just trying to get it in the shop this morning. We had never had any problem getting it into reverse before until this morning, so I was trying to get in the shop so we could work on the inside. But yeah, hopefully that'll fix it up for now. We're going to change it to an automatic transmission and get rid of that whole setup. But for now, we need to be able to move it around on the property, so it's going to stick with that manual for now. We're cleaning out these bays. We have the bay door for the other side. It's going to get put back on. Just getting rid of all this trash. Starting to get it cleaned up. Just pulling the old hinge out of the door here. Ripped in half. This is half of it. Clean that groove really good. Get the new one on. Bay door rubber to replace on the top and on the bottom door on this side. Definitely cleaned up nice on that one. Now onto this one. What you doing? Going for a ride? I'm gonna get you out of here. Take you back outside. So we have some of the bits to go back on. It'll look good once it gets on there though. Looks nice. Less and less missing pieces to help that out.
Johnny Cash song.
One piece at a time?
Mm-hmm.
At least we have it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Normally there was a big dog that would run on there. We don't have the dog, but at least we got a panel that can go back on there. That'll be nice. Just one more missing piece. Slowly getting it cleaned out in here. Quite a bit of garbage. Unfortunately, they lowered the floors in here. The way the Scenicruiser comes, there's normally an aisle here in the middle that you can walk down, and then it's raised up where the seats are. It's raised up above these baggage doors here. And there's a lot of structure there that strengthens, it's the backbone of the bus that's been cut out, and nothing's been put back in to strengthen it. It's all open there on the side. You see that? Nothing but that little tiny thing there. The floor of the bus, and then up here the walls and the roof are holding the structure. So this thing technically could break in half until we get more structure in here. They had plywood here, so I didn't really notice how they did it, but there they ran just one little welded bar across there, which is nothing compared to how strong this used to be. So if you want to lower the floors in these, you got to do a lot of structural work. I don't recommend you do it. But we got a lot of work to do to strengthen it back up. You lose 6, 8 inches, maybe 8 to 10 inches of the bay height. So you won't be able to put a motorcycle in here like you could in a regular Scenic. But we'll be able to do it. But they really butchered everything. I mean, there's just stuff cut off and everywhere, junk. You know, those are linkages to the clutch and the shift linkages and stuff. Coolant lines that are cut off. I have these windows. My buddy Tom, we're going to get them from him. He's got them, he believes. The back window rubber for new glass and rubber seal back there on the back window. Jeff has that. And try to get this thing all sealed up and watertight. So we've got all the bay doors for it and everything. So we'll have the bay doors, the windows. That's probably got to be Lexan for now. Get new rubbers for that one because that was the only one that's really, really old rubber. The rest of them have been replaced. That's a new rubber on there. But you can just see how everything's all exposed. we'll be able to box it in. But you know, they got all these linkages and lines and stuff that's just kind of a tripping hazard, and all the plywood in here is rotted out right now. So quite a bit of work to do still. I mean, the overall body of the bus is not that bad. Get it cleaned out and painted once the new windows get put back in there. We're gonna pull that metal off of there and go back to original windows. We'll make it look like a bus. But again, we'll talk about what we're gonna do with it in the future, but for now, we're just gonna get it watertight so it can get outside. I'd like to get a carport built for it so it could be under cover. Thinking about getting like a Versatube or something like that, trying to figure out what our best option is for something like that. But it'd be nice if we could put it under cover, a roof outside, so just to help keep the water out of it. But it can stay inside here for a couple weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, I believe, until we have to roll it out. Hopefully by then I can get the other parts, the windows for it. Again, getting it sealed up for the weather is our most important thing right now. And then it's gonna go to an automatic transmission. The 8V71 is really strong in it. We just gotta replace the fuel pump on it. I got a new fuel pump sitting over here for it. Fuel pump and the key drive for the fuel. That could be what's wrong with it. We haven't pulled it off yet, but that little electric pump worked to get it home, but we're gonna go back to the original Detroit pump on it. So, probably gonna take these tires off and do something else with them. Put them on another bus or something, because they're brand new tires that I just bought last year. So they're only a year old. I don't want them to age out on this project before it gets done. I can come back on it later.
See that white smoke rising up the holler through the trees, and from a mile away you can hear them play as they climb that hill with ease. But at the top of that mountain there's a new life waiting for those who can make the run. If they can make it to the top, Scott will put them in the shop till their new life has begun. Mountain, where the buses come to run. Bus Grease Mountain, we're gonna get that big job done.